Hello and welcome back to another episode here on the OmathaCraft server. In today's episode, I think it's episode 32, it's been a while since I recorded, but hey, let's jump into things. Today we are in my testing world, and today we're going to be doing quite a bit of redstone. Warning, this will probably be tough on my brain, and it already has been so far. I want to show you what I've been working on. Today we are going to be working on the bank. We started this a couple of episodes back, and today I really want to crack on and get the redstone and the logic behind it sorted, so in the next few episodes we can begin to build this up. Now, this is what I've been working on so far, and this, well, over there, that was test 1, and test 1 has now gone down the pan, and mostly because of just look how many hoppers, to be honest, but this is the newest version I am working on, fully tileable design, and it should be really, really good. I'm really excited for this. I cannot wait to build this on the server. It's going to be epic. So at the moment, we have a system that kind of works. I'm kind of try and explain it. So the white circuit you see here, this is the item sorter. So it is going to take your key card, it's going to take it down through this hopper line here, dispense it out into this water stream, and if it is the correct key card, at the moment I'm just using coloured wool as the key cards, if it is the correct key card, it will then dispense it into, it will take it into this chest, and it will keep it in this chest for a couple of seconds. It will then send a pulse down one of these into the correct system area thing, and when it is in the correct one, it will then dispense the shulker box, which would be in this storage area. So all the storage would actually be down here of people's vaults, and they would all be stored in shulker boxes. We are not going to go down the line of vaults. At the moment, I have been testing quite a bit, and probably up in this chest, yeah, I have actually just destroyed the white shulker box, well, so-called white shulker box. At the moment, I'm just using glass, as that's a lot easier to deal with. So let's get a bit of white stained glass and put that in that shulker. So for the moment, we have the basic system in place. It's kind of working, there or thereabouts. Is everything in place? That seems to be good, but we do have items still stuck in this hopper, this dropper system there, which goes into that water elevator. So let's give it a go. We only have all of these different colours to try so far, so we're just going to try the white system here. So we get our white keycard. We put it in this chest. It doesn't go anywhere. You click the button when you want to send it. So we're going to send it. It heads down this water stream. It gets dispensed into here. It goes into this area here. You'll see it and then gets stored in the chest. When it's stored in the chest, it gets dispensed out of here. While that is happening, we have a long delay of repeaters back here and a pulse extension going on here. This unpowers the redstone lamps, redstone torches, which are down here to unpower the hoppers, meaning the item the key card can travel out of the chest back into the dropper and be sent upwards. Yes, and there we go. You get your key card and your storage returned straight away. So the next part would be to then, that's kind of the give system, and that's there or thereabouts working. But we have got one issue: is during that pulse where it lets out items, it actually lets out 2. So we need to find a way. I think we're going to have to get a double pulse going on here. So you actually get sent back 2 keycards. And you have to return one of them. That's just going to be the easiest way to do it. So it links up with this whole sorting system down here. So the next job is to wire up a double fire circuit, which hopefully shouldn't take too long. That'll only take me a couple of minutes just to actually pulse out whenever there's an item in there, meaning both your keycards will be fired out. And then all you have to do is you'll just have to, let's say, put that one back into the system, just like that. And the system wouldn't actually fire properly. It would just go into its place, which you will see in just a second. There we go. Yeah, it goes into its place, but it doesn't go in the chest, meaning the number has returned to 41. Hope this is making a little bit of sense. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rewire this red area here. This is any red circuits. That is my item transportation circuits. Now I'm going to rewire this so it fires whenever there's an item in there, and hopefully we should be getting somewhere with this. Okay, so that has been done. Now we're going to give it a test. We're going to grab a bit of white wool. We're going to put it in the chest. We're going to fire that. And hopefully we will then get 2 keycards returned. Let's see if this works. So we're just going to wait and watch that system there. See if that fires 2. Oh, we need to change out to obsidian. We'll make sure we do that because that, as you can see, has broken it. Let's get a bit of obsidian here. And hopefully the circuit should still function as expected. We put that there. There we go, that's being fired, and then if we come up and have a look in the chest, we've got 2 keycards, and we have the white stained glass. Then all you have to do is you have to put 1 keycard back in the system, press that button, it functions really well. I'm loving this thing. But then we got an issue. You have your shulker box returned, you've got your vault out, you've put your items in the vault just like that, and then you realise, well, I don't want to keep this. The point of the bank is to keep my stuff safe. So you're going to need to be able to put this back in the system to take it and put it back into the right dropper. This is going to be interesting. So the way I'm thinking about doing this is, firstly, we need to work out when one of these are empty. But at the moment, there is nowhere I can take a comparator output from. So what I'm thinking is what we can have is maybe some kind of T flip-flop, maybe in this space here, if it will fit, or underneath possibly. Although we are going to need a dropper elevator, which is going to run up here, sending the items back into their storage location. Oh, I'm going to have a brainstorm, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I am getting a bit of a headache, I have to say. So we've just added this yellow circuit in here, and this is a really simple circuit, to be honest. So the observer here detects when the item has been shot out. When it has been shot out, as you can see, it detects it the whole way through here, sends the output into this T flip-flop. This is fully tileable, all T flip-flops. When that fires, it will shoot the block down, so that will turn it down there. This will then activate, which would then unlock the hopper here, so that would unlock this comparator. All these other ones, this repeater, all these other ones would be locked, meaning when you return the shulker box, it will go through that system and go into that one, and it won't go into any of the other ones. But we got a problem with this circuit here now, that this is right in the way and I can't power it. So my idea is I'm going to tear out this system for the time being. It functions fine. I've had to rewire it again. The amount of times I've had to rewire this line of repeaters here used to be at this level here. Yeah, that's moved down quite a bit over time. So yeah, the next job is to really link up this circuit here. So on the back of the blocks here, we are going to need, obviously they cannot be blocks there, because otherwise that's going to power that up there. So we're going to have, let's say, some dust. No, we can't even have dust. Probably just have to be a secondary line of repeaters, like so. Yeah, a secondary line of repeaters. Then we go into a block, which would then have torches on the back, like that, which would invert the signal. So that would mean that one should be unpowered, which would then unpower that one there. Yeah, this is getting bulky. It's a bulky circuit, and considering maybe this is going to have 16, 17 different slots. Yeah, well, at least it's tileable. If we can get the logic in place, it'll be good to build, and I cannot wait to do this on the OmathaCraft server. But yeah, got some work to do, haven't I? I'll crack on with things. Okay, update time. I am getting somewhere with this, and so I tell you what, I've got a massive smile on my face right now, because I've got an idea. I figured out how we can get this fully working, I believe. I hope so. And I think it's all possible. Probably the difficult bit last would be just to finish wiring up the systems from up there to down here. Just getting that right, making sure it doesn't get powered by any of this. We'll be able to do it. It'll just take a bit of effort, and I'll just have to spend a couple of minutes just thinking about it straight, testing, messing around with it. But I think the basic logic is here. So, what do we have? Let's remove that block down there just for the time being. So, what will happen is, when you're returning your shulker box, you will put it through this system here. It will go down this. It will go through here. And it will then get dispensed into the water stream. It won't get picked up by the item keycard, because obviously it's not a keycard. It will get picked up by either this hopper or this hopper. Then these hoppers link up down into here, and this then gets carried across here. If it does not go into any of these, assuming all of these are locked, it will then go straight back up into the water elevator and then get sent back up to the top. So if it has gone back up, if your shulker has gone back up to the top, it will probably be a smart idea just to send it back through the system, because that's the best way to make it work. So what I do need to do now is, these hoppers here are powered when these redstone torches are on, which are controlling this system up here. So what we're going to have to do is, when we're just going to, I think we should just be able to increase this pulse length here for maybe, let's add maybe 4 more comparators to it, so double the length of it, and hopefully that might work. Now, I don't know if it will, it most likely won't, let's be honest, but if we do that possibly, and then if we remove this redstone block that's there, just like that, replace that, and I think we're kind of there to go. So let's say we're going to take out the magenta shulker, which is the 3rd line in. So that is this one here. If we put that in, so this will be assuming the shulker box is taken out. The system has recognised that. It's sending pulse up here, not to be powering this hopper. And let's go and put it into the system and see if this works. We might have to add more delay, but let's add that in just like that. That's going down. That's going through here. Hopefully that'll get dispensed. And there it goes. It's been dispensed. It's going along. It's getting picked up by those hoppers. It's getting carried along. And hopefully it's in there. My arms are wide up in the air. And those lamps are, those torches are back on. That is the logic for this circuitry done. Wow. Oh, I'm just thinking. There had to be a reset system, weren't there? Okay, I have been doing bits and pieces, and I have no clue whether this is going to work. Absolutely no clue. I have just finished doing this new system to hopefully power this and stop this bud powering issue at the top, because when this powers this, it's going to actually temporarily unpower these hoppers, which won't matter because you're not actually putting items through the system in this way, meaning these should get these should all fire if it's the correct one. Do I know if this is going to work? No, not a clue. Will this probably break? Probably. Should I make a backup? Yes, I'm going to do that right now. Yeah, there we go. That's the backup done. That makes me feel a little bit safer now. Put that in the system. Let's fire that. Let's see how this goes. Okay, that's been dispensed. That's been fired. I saw that being fired there. I definitely saw it being fired. There is no way for me to access that dispenser dropper thing, I don't think. No, I can't physically reach it, but let's go up to the top and see if we have a piece of white glass. The white glass isn't there. That means that somewhere, if we can get inside of here, has that fired? No, so that didn't fire. I reckon if I can mess around with some of the repeater timings a little bit, and maybe try and reduce some of the repeaters up here, but we can't have any circuits going into one another. That's why I've done it as it is, and we have redstone torches underneath, so this line has to be repeaters. So that might be a bit more difficult, but maybe messing around with some of the timings down here and see if I can shorten or lengthen some of these, and we'll see if we can actually make this function properly. Okay, so after quite a bit of testing, as you can see, we have the last place we left off. We are actually right over here, and if we fly down here, as you can see, this is what we were working on last. I have now made some changes, and we are going to test it for the first time. As you can see, I've taught myself structure blocks and the clone command while building this. As you can see, there was some trial and error tests, and there were some backups made, but we are all good. We have different tests made, but this one here is the one we are currently working on, and hopefully this might work. Guys, I think I've nearly done it. I think it's functioning there or thereabouts. We are going to test it. I finished this yesterday. I can't remember where I got to, but I think we're going to give this a go. Everything is restocked, and the way we can tell that is because these pistons have activated and the blocks are there. Let's see if this works. We're going to put the white wool in. We're going to hit the button. That has now been activated. Let's pop down here and see if this gets dispensed. That gets dispensed into the system. Picked up by the hopper. It's in there. Send a pulse down through all of those systems. The wool has then been dispensed up and the glass has been dispensed up. There we go. So all of the kit is back up here. We take out our shulker box. We take out our keycard and we send that back through the system. We'll wait for that to go back through the system just like that. There we go. And we give it a couple of seconds just for that pulse to reach there. There we go. That looks all good. That's a good start. So the dispensing system works. I will test every single one, well, most different walls, just to make sure we're fully there. And now we want to return our shulker. This is the bit I'm the most worried about. Let's see if this functions. Here we go. So that is getting dispensed. That is following the whole way along. It's into that hopper system. That is getting in there. All of them have been deactivated. That block has been put back, meaning that has got into the correct dispenser. It's back in the dispenser. Oh my word, guys, it works. It works. It works for white wool. Now we're going to test blue wool just to see if this works as well. I am so happy that worked. So happy. Right, there we go. Let's see. That's gone through the system. It's gone into the right one. There we go. And if we look over here, hopefully we'll see 3 things have been sent back up. That is great. Good to see. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just take that out. We're going to send the shulker box back. I will also send that back in just a second. Like that. There we go. Now we should come down here and see both of them being fired out. There we go. That is the blue wall. Oh, maybe we've already missed it. Wow. it works. We've done it. We have made a working bank, and I have not used any tutorial. And please, before you start going down there and commenting, I know there are probably more compact tutorials out there. There are definitely more compact tutorials out there, because I mean, look at this mess down here. There must be a million different ways to do this, but this is one of the first biggest redstone projects I've worked on, and I've enjoyed this so much, and I can't wait to do it more. But what we need to do now is, well, we've actually got to build this thing on the OmathaCraft server. So the first thing we need to do is we need to head onto the server. We need to work out where this is going to go in the bank. We're going to have to clear out the space for it, and then start gathering a lot of repeaters and a lot of comparators, redstone resources, and I believe I'm low on quite a bit of that stuff. So we got some work to do. We got some kit to gather up, and then we got to just work out the final functionality, because I think there might be a couple of issues with things like this. We're just going to have to work on. With the water streams here, but I think we should be able to do it. It's only 2 water streams. There's one there and there's one there, so hopefully everything should be fully tileable. We should be able to put ice in, but the one problem I'm thinking we might have is that we get a dispenser which is firing on the water stream, which might dispense onto ice and might not move, but I think we'll be able to work something out with a second water stream around the back. Might be able to link it all up, and hopefully that should all be fine. I am so excited about this. Let's crack on with things, and let's go and dig a big hole on the OmathaCraft server. Okay, so 2 dev picks later, 1 Ninten, and we have a deep hole. Yes, there we go. That is it. That is nice and deep. What we've done is we have got 24 blocks long, which means there's a couple of blocks either side for redstone and stuff. I think we're going to be building this kind of backwards, so we're going to have the input chest will be centered in line with the door here, so that'll go about there-ish. Well, actually in line with the beacon. So this will be about here-ish, and then the hopper line will go down, and then we'll have all of the streams. And actually, I'm thinking, actually, no, that should be right, because I want the chest to be centralised, but we can send the item across, the whole way across, down and through the system and along. I think that'd be the best way to do it. That'll fit it in, meaning we don't have to go off one-sided. I haven't actually counted how many blocks long and how long this is going to work out for us to be. So what I might do is I might count out how many blocks that is, but firstly, well, now what we need to do is we need to craft up we need to get loads and loads of redstone resources. What I'm going to do is I'm going to estimate hopefully an amount, and I'm going to chuck some more stone down there on the ground, and what we'll do, we'll grab an empty shulker box. Let's see our redstone shulker box. We've got some supplies in there. I'm going to grab that, and we are going to head over back to the base, and if I can take off, there we go. We're going to head over to the base, and we are going to start crafting these up. I think this is going to look good in time lapse. Not sure how many stacks of things I want to go for yet, but we'll come to that when we get there. So let's crack on with things. Let's jump into this time lapse and start gathering lots of redstone resources. Wow, look at that. What a sugar box. That is such a nice site. Hopefully that should be enough resources to get us through this project. If not, we can craft more. We do have the resources at the base to be able to do all that. A couple of things I just want to point out. What I've done is I have written down, I think we're going to have 16 different vaults. I think that's how it's going to work. So I've listed all the people who I think will have a vault. I think this is everybody. And then we've got 3 spare just in case. And we've also got 1 for the bank. So I think what we'll do is the bank will have its own vault. And that'll be to store backup keys and all that kind of stuff. And if we come into the hole, as you can see, I have quartz to the edge, as it will be in the final design. But yeah, that is what we're going to be doing in the next episode, because that is all I have time for today in today's episode. So if you have enjoyed it, please leave a like. It really helps out the channel. And I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.